Here's another sunset yoga class that I filmed in the late afternoon. The postures in this practice focus on hip openers, twists through the spine, and heart openers. All great things to do when you're looking to release tension and give yourself a refreshed focus. Remember, there's two versions to this routine. So the one you're watching is based on standing poses and avoids being on your knees. And there's another version in which we stay low to the ground and really get a chance to connect to our root chakra and sacral chakra. I'm going to be showing you some versions of the poses where you can use yoga blocks or books to give you some additional support. But of course, if you don't have yoga blocks, you can definitely still participate in the class. So to start off with, come to bring yourself onto your yoga mat. We're going to start off lying on the ground. And usually when I start this practice, it's a great time for me to just check in and just see how I feel. And oftentimes there's lots of tension. So I will begin with lots of organic movement just on my mat to start the practice. Wiggles through my fingers and toes, stretches, just really moving in a gentle way to start to release some of the tension that's accumulated in my body. So I invite you to do the same and just see how that feels. Once you've gotten some of those movements out, come to bring yourself to lie on your mat and connect to your breathing. Sometimes it might help to place your hands on your belly or your hips or your heart, in any position that feels comfortable for you. But as you come into your breath, notice the inhales and the exhales, the rise and fall of your chest and your belly, and the sense of calmness that starts to come into your body. Starting with your right leg, just draw the right knee into your chest and just be very gentle here. It's a gentle release for the lower back and a little release for the hips. Lower the right leg slightly and just take your left hand and guide that right leg across your body for a supine twist or a lying twist. Again, we're not being forceful here, just easing into the movement. Return the right knee back up to center and let it fall open wide and rest on the floor. You can extend your left arm out for a full stretch. This is our reclined tree pose. Lower your right leg. Let's try it on the other side. Draw the left knee in, holding either under your knee or on top of your knee, whichever is more comfortable for you. Noticing the calm breath here, relaxed shoulders and hips. And then very gently lower the left foot and the knee, and then guide that knee across your body for the twist. Keeping both shoulders in contact with the floor, the neck relaxed. And then bring yourself back up to center. You're going to try the reclined tree pose on this side. So let the left knee open wide. Just become heavy down into the floor with it. And you can straighten the right arm for the added stretch. From this lying position, let's bring the feet hip distance apart. And you bring your elbows into your waist. Pushing into the hands gently, just lift the chest. And then release the chest, lower the arms. Let's try it again. Press into the arms, lift the chest as you breathe in, and then breathe out. Lower the chest, lower the arms. We're going to do a few more like this. This is a version of bridge pose. So as you breathe in, press into the arms to lift the chest. If you want more, you're going to breathe out, push into the feet to lift the hips away. Full bridge pose. Come on back down, lowering through the hips. So let's try it again. Breathing in, press, lift and open the chest. Breathing out if you want, pressing into the feet, squeezing the glutes, lift the hips, and then release back down. Let's do one more version. Inhaling, expanding, chin tucks in, you look straight up. Exhaling, opening through the hips further. Another in-breath, and then exhale to release down to the floor. Come to bring yourself up to a seated position with the legs crossed. And I'm going to invite you to come and face me so it's going to be easier for you to follow along. This is where the yoga blocks become helpful. You can place them under your knees for some support, but you can also use a cushion as well. Again, check in and see if you need to get some residual tension out of the wrists, fingers, and then take an in-breath and reach your arm overhead. Feel that full stretch. If you want, you can clasp the hands and push your palms away. I like to bring my palms together and reach the hands behind, and then lengthen again and press through the palms. Another stretch. Palms together and then reach the hands behind. That's a nice little release for the triceps. Take the arms back wide and release to the ground. Take a beautiful inhale, lift your arms up again, and this time as you breathe out, twist, turning to your left side. You're going to allow your right hand to just hold the opposite leg and the left hand behind you, pressing into the floor to support your spine and keep you upright. Again, this is a very gentle twist. Breathing in, arms lift, and breathing out, twist now to the other side. Taking your left hand to hold the opposite leg and the right hand behind you, supporting the spine, helping you to sit up tall, relaxing through the neck and the shoulders and the mouth. Breathing in, let your arms lift, come back to center. And then exhale, lower the hands down in front. You're going to go into a seated forward fold. So you might need to switch your legs and bring the other foot in front. And again, you can stay using the blocks, or if you don't have blocks, that's fine as well. I want you to lower to where this feels good. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your hands over to your left side, keeping the hips anchored into the floor and keeping long through your spine. Nice full breaths here. Another inhale. You're going to walk your hand over to the other side. And again, as you breathe out, think of pressing your hips back into the ground to just anchor your pose. Imagining that every time you breathe in, you're creating length through the spine by lifting the chest up. And then every time you breathe out, you're relaxing shoulders and the neck, the mouth. Bring the hands back to center. Walk them back in. Let's do some seated cat-cow sequences. So with the hands on the knees, just arch the spine and then curl inwards. Moving with your breath. As you breathe in, push the chest, tip the tailbone. You can look up. And then breathe out, chin tucks in, round the spine. One more round. Inhaling, arching to cat pose. Exhaling, rounding to your cow. Come back to center. And now we slowly bring ourselves to downward facing dog. So you might need to be on your knees just for a moment in tabletop, and then tuck your toes to push into the hands and lift your hips high. Because this is the first round, feel free to walk the knees out and just take some time to settle into this pose. Remember, the hands are shoulder distance. You're spreading the fingers, pressing strong into the hands. The legs are hip distance, bending the knees if your heels don't touch all the way ground. And then if you want more, you can lower the heels down to the floor. From here, bend the knees and lunge your right foot forward, making sure that the right knee is over the ankle. Press yourself into the thighs and lift up to a crescent lunge. So you're going to be on your left toes and your left heel will be off the floor. Lift your left arm and gently side bend to the right side. Come back to center and then side bend over again. Moving with lots of ease and just listening to how your body feels in this pose. Let's do one more and then release, placing your left heel onto the floor, anchor the pose, turn your hips forward, and then we open both arms to warrior one, lowering the hands to the thighs, shifting the hips back to pyramid pose. We're going to do this a few more times. So as you breathe in, Lift, lengthen the arms, and then as you breathe out, reach your chest forward as you shift the hips back. You can place your hands on your thighs or the shin. Another in-breath, back to warrior one, and then out-breath, coming forward, choosing where you want to place the arms in your pyramid pose. Taking the hands, lowering to the floor, we're going to go into a lunge twist. So you're going to place your left hand on the ground or on a block. Turn to your right side, lifting the right arm up. You can choose where you want to place that left leg, on the knee or on the toes. And then tuck toes, push back to downward facing dog. Coming back into your breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Come forward to plank on your knees, strong belly here as you lower slowly into your crocodile. With the elbows behind you, tighten through the thighs, the glutes to lift your chest forward in cobra. And then tuck your toes, push yourself back up strong, downward facing dog. Again, take a few moments here, reconnect to your breathing. Inhaling to press your chest to thighs, exhaling to lengthen the neck. Lunge sequence on the other side. Bend the knees, look to the hands, left foot now. Spring it forward, help it up if you need to. Knee is above ankle, and now you're going to be on your right toes. And if you are losing your balance here, take the legs out a bit wider. Your right arm lifts, and there's a gentle side bend over to the left side. Come back up to center. And let's do it again. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to side bend. Inhale one more time. Exhale, gently reach over. Going into our warrior one sequence. So push your right heel to the floor, turn the hips, anchor through the legs, arms rise as you inhale, and then exhale, tip forward, pushing the hips back as you reach to the chest forward to pyramid. Opening, breathing in, lifting the chest, breathing out, reaching the chest forward to pyramid. So this is where you listen to your body and you choose that pyramid pose that feels good for you. If you've got the yoga blocks again, you can choose to place your hands on yoga blocks. But if not, place them on the thighs or the shin. Come on back down. We're going to go our lunge twist now to the left side. So the right hand is to the floor, opening with the left arm, revolving, and then releasing, stepping the feet back, downward facing dog. Again, reset, legs hip distance, hands shoulder distance, spreading fingers and pushing into the hands. Coming back to your breath. Another vinyasa sequence coming up. So inhale, making sure you're bringing the strength into the body and exhaling to release. Breathing in, come through to your plank, strong belly on your knees or toes. Exhale, lowering down. Inhaling, placing the toes on the ground. You can lift to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhaling, toes tuck, hips back high, downward facing dog. Let's do that lunge sequence again. Bend the knees, right foot steps forward, placing the left toes on the ground. Left heel is off for your crescent lunge. Lift with the left arm and then side bend over. Moving with your breath, feeling the strength here in the legs, and then that release as you side bend over. Come on back up. And then reaching it across. Placing now left heel into the floor, warrior one. Hips and chest face forward. Take a breath in to lift the arms and come through to pyramid, reaching the chest forward as you shift the hips back, gently extending that right leg. And sometimes as you come to pyramid, you might need to keep the right knee a little bent. That's okay. This is where you listen to your body. So here's the version using blocks. One last round. Bending that right knee, opening, lifting, extending the energy upward, and then reaching forward to pyramid. Energy from the top of the head out through the tailbone, keeping the spine long. Let's go into the lunge twist. So bending the knee, placing the left hand to the floor, and then turning to the right side, choosing to either be on the left toes or the left knee. Hands release down, stepping the left heel to the floor, windmill the arms, and come on up to face me as you set up for Warrior Two. So the right knee is bent over the ankle, left leg is straight, and you've got the left toe slightly turned in. Arms come wide. Lift your right arm up as you lower your left arm, and then switch. Lower the right arm to the thighs as you extend left arm over. Let's do that a few more times. Right arm up to reverse or sun warrior, and then right arm down, left arm extends over to extended side angle. One more. Breathing in, lifting and opening upward. Breathing out, reaching and extending through the side. Come on back down with the hands to your lunge, and then stepping it back, downward facing dog again. Take a few moments here, connect to your breath. Full expansive inhale, and then the calming exhale. So now we get to do the sequence on the other side. Come through to plank first, strong belly, lower with control. Lift up dog or baby cobra, and then toes tuck, pull the hips back, downward facing dog. Building lots of strength and focus in those postures. Bending the knees, left foot now, spring it forward, setting the left knee over the ankle, coming up onto your right toes. Reaching the right arm high and side bending. Inhale, back tall. Exhale, right arm comes over for the side bend. One more like this. And then let's go into Warrior One sequence. Placing right heel into the floor to anchor you. Everything faces forward. Open with the expansion. Feel the energy into the body. And then keep that energy come as you extend forward. Breathing in, bending the knee, lifting. And then breathing out, reaching chest and lengthening spine as you come to your pyramid. Let's do one more. Feeling anchored and strong into the lower body. And then keeping the length all the way down through the spine as you come to pyramid. Bend that left knee and let's set up for your lunge twist. So you're on your right knees or right toes. Revolve and open to the left. Full breaths. And then release the hands down. Come onto your right heel and you're going to lift the chest, open the arms wide to Warrior Two, turning away from me. So the left knee is bent over the ankle. Right leg is straight. Push the heel to the floor. Arms come wide. Reverse warrior sequence. Breathing in to lift your left arm. Eyes can look up. And then breathing out, lowering the left hand to thighs. Extend the right arm over. Extended side angle. Come back up. Reverse warrior. Just moving through the spine. Extended side angle. Let's do one more. Again, anchoring through the legs, strong through the lower body, light through the upper body, reaching the energy out through your fingertips. Taking the arms, bringing them back down to the floor, coming into your lunge, stepping your feet back, downward facing dog. Again, come back to your breath. Now we've got a little change as you come through to Vinyasa, inhaling, exhaling, lowering, breathing in, expanding and lifting up, breathing out, pulling back hips high. A little change coming up here. Bend your knees and step your right foot forward, and then turn your feet to the front and bring your hands forward. You're going to be facing me in a wide leg forward fold. This is where blocks become really handy because you can give them some additional height, especially if your legs are tight. But if you don't have blocks, simply bend your knees so that you can take your hands down to the floor and keep the hips lifted. Let's add a twist onto this. Take your right hand and place it under your face. As you breathe in, push strong into your right arm, and as you breathe out, unfold your left arm and reach it high, feeling the rotation all the way down through the spine. Strong, stable legs here. Eyes looking down, we release the hands and switch sides. So left hand is under the face. Inhale, push strong into the left hand. Exhaling, opening the right arm up, reaching the energy out through the fingertips. Keeping the spine long and the legs strong. Lowering the hands down. And then slowly tucking your chin in, rolling up to standing position. Inhaling, opening the arms wide. Stopping just overhead with the arms. We're going to come into a little baby back bend here. So with the legs strong, squeeze through the glutes. Inhale, lift the chest up. You can look up with the eyes. And as you breathe out, keep energizing through the back body, but tightening the shoulder blades together. Tightening through the thighs and the glutes. Now the in-breath, tuck your chin in, bring the hands down through the midline and release the pose. Walk your feet back in and let's come to bring ourselves back down onto the floor. So that little baby back bend is quite energizing and invigorating for the body, and we've used a lot of energy with the standing poses. So take a moment here to just check in and see how you feel. You might want to come to a bound ankle pose, which is just basically bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees open wide and releasing through the hips and the thighs. Again, you can take those blocks and place them under the knees for some support. But if this pose doesn't feel right for you, you can come in and do any other postures that your body is calling for. Extra stretches or twists. It's completely up to you. Just coming into your breath and listening to what your body needs. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself into Savasana, our final relaxation and meditation. So choose a position where you can enjoy stillness. Could be sitting, could be lying. And you can keep your eyes open, just softening your gaze, or you can close them. Reconnecting again to your breathing. And full inhale through the nose, filling up into your belly and your chest. And that slow exhale through the nose, letting your belly release, letting the chest deflate. Noticing with the in-breath how the body lifts and opens. Noticing with the out-breath how your body releases and surrenders. You can stay focusing on your breath, or you can come with me on a little guided sequence. As you breathe in, I want to send your breath to any areas that might feel tension, that might feel discomfort. And as you breathe out, let those areas relax and release. Do this as many times as you need, inhaling and guiding your breath to nourish your body, to heal you, and then exhaling to soothe and to release. You can even breathe in, bring your focus to your thoughts, to your emotions. This is where your tension is. And then again, exhale, let go of any worry, release any anxiety. This is your practice and your opportunity to connect with your breath. And then when you're ready to come out of it, bring some movement back in. Wiggle through the fingers and toes. Give yourself a stretch. Move in whatever way feels good for you. You might want to bend the knees, bring them in for a hug, choosing to hold on top of the legs or underneath. And if you want, you can even give your back a little massage by rocking from side to side, very slowly, very gently. As we bring ourselves back up, slowly take your feet down onto the floor, roll over to your side, and gently press yourself back up to a seated position. Legs will cross in front of the body. Hands will rest on thighs. You're just going to take a few moments again to just check in with your breath. And we always finish our practice honoring the 4 parts of our being. So connecting again to your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in, letting your arms open wide, palms touch overhead. Breathing out, following the hands down through the midline, stopping at your belly to acknowledge your physical body and being grateful and thankful for the health and for being able to practice today. Inhaling, opening the arms wide, palms touch overhead. Exhaling, hands down the midline, stopping at your heart, acknowledging your emotional body, focusing on feelings of love for others and feelings of love for yourself. Another breath in, expanding and lifting, and then down through the midline as you breathe out, stopping at your mouth, acknowledging your intellectual body, hoping that you're always thinking and communicating with kindness, with empathy. In breath to lift, open, palms touch. Out breath to descend, stopping at your forehead, acknowledging your spiritual body, honoring your connection to humanity, to all living things, to the universe, and to the divine. Thank you everyone for joining me in this practice. I wish you abundance and peace.